Today's collectible spot's going to be having a look at yet another box from the folks over at E2046. This is the Belldandy in Wedding Gown statue. Spot would immediately like to apologize just because this box is taking up so much space on this backdrop. I can't really show all of it, but this is the Belldandy in Wedding Gown outfit from the anime series Oh My Goddess. Spot picked this up. Let's just spin it around here. There's the front of the box there. Hopefully you guys can see it. It comes to us from, once again, E2046, a company that actually sells, an online website that sells anime statues. And this is the Belldandy with wedding dress pre-painted statue, which is actually a big thing for me. Spot loves statues, but the one thing I don't really like is painting them. I have no skill whatsoever when it comes to painting statues. So luckily the folks over at The Gathering, which is an extension to E2046, you go to their website and search Gathering, and you can find all the statues that Gathering have pre-painted for you. Box-wise, it's the exact same style of box as the other Gathering boxes or other Gathering statues we've looked at on this channel, so there's really not much to touch base on here. However, Spot's going to take himself a break. I'm going to get this completely opened up, and when we come back, we're getting a better look at the Belldandy in Wedding Gown statue. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. To put the Belldandy statue together, of course, the folks over at E2046 include an assembly guide. Shows you how to put it together. There's only actually really 7 pieces, but they are intricate enough that you want to make sure you have this with you so you know where everything goes. Let's put that to the side. So your contents will include a display stand. To note, though, that the display stand doesn't have any holes to it where the statue pegs into place. A lot of times, picking up statues before from E2046, I've noticed that the statues always usually have a peg on the underside of one of the character's feet, and it mounts it to the display stand. This is one instance where the display stand is completely unscathed by a peg hole, so you're only really going to be displaying the statue on top. So keep that in mind, that when you are moving the statue around, there's nothing really holding the statue to the display base. The contents also include a bouquet of flowers, you also have 2 side bows for Belldandy's outfit, her wedding dress there. These also, too, when you get them out of bags, or I should say when you get them out of the boxes, all the bags are numbered. I just simply have taken them out of the bags, but they are individually numbered, so they tell you which one goes where. I'll put that to the side. Then you've got, well, I guess let's look at the body first. You've got the main body, minus the head, of course. Just a stunning looking statue. She's got 1 flower already in her hand. Then, we can just put that to the side. We've got then, entering more of the charters of the more fragile pieces, this beautiful looking head sculpt, which as you can see has all these little individual strands of hair. It's beautiful, but I mean, again, fragile, very, very fragile. And then the last of the accessories, which they kept as a separate piece, is the strands that are on top of her head. Again, I can't stress this enough, very fragile. So let's go ahead and put the statue together. We'll move the display stand out of the way first. Let's go ahead and attach the flowers here. And actually one thing too is if you don't have the numbers on the bags right now, the shape, for example, of even the bows, the shapes are specifically fitted. One goes one way, as you can see, one goes straight up. So the sideways, as you can see, sideways rectangle, we'll just plug into place here. Just make sure we got the right side here. And just line that up. There we go. And then we'll flip it around. The problem was I was putting it the wrong way. This goes just on the other side. And this snaps into place. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the head. Maybe what I'll do is I'll bring the camera up slightly. We'll zoom in there. Take the head, and the head just has a peg that lines it up. And watch for the hair the whole time you're doing this. You know what? Maybe I'll take the bows off. We'll leave the bows off just for the time being. Actually, the number on the instruction guide show that these should be put on last. I really should have left those off last. And we'll just line up the hair, getting it around the arms, being very careful. And we'll just peg that into place like that. All right, now that we've got that done, let's not put in the top hair just yet. Maybe what we'll do then, we'll slide the bouquet into her hand like that. Then we can go ahead and let's add those bows back in, because I feel like it's probably a little easier to slide these in. Getting them around the hair, being very careful. Get those around the hair, and then we can then go ahead and peg those into place. Actually, Spot was right the first time. You have to put the bows on because there's really no way to get the bows underneath the hair. So put the bows on, and you just want to kind of hold those into place as you're lowering the head into the socket area of the neck. Then I've gone ahead and added the bouquet, and the only thing left to add now is the strands of hair. And we're just going to bring those around. And making sure we've got it going the right way. Yeah, it goes this way. That plugs just into place. And there you have the completed Belldandy. Let's go ahead now and very carefully bring in the display stand like that. And we can lay the statue on top. And there's the completed look. The sculpt on the statue is beautiful. I think they've really done a great job on Belldandy's face. I guess one notable point is I wish that the statue could peg into the stand. I mean, it's not to say that the dress itself doesn't give it a sense of stability where it's not going to move around on you. But I always do like the fact of having a statue mounted into the display stand as opposed to just sitting on top of it. As for the sculpt on the hair, again, very impressed with how the hair turned out. The dress is just stunning. It's a series of different whites as well, which hopefully the camera is picking up. This is all the kind of care and expertise that I can't really accommodate myself to putting into painting a statue. And luckily the folks over at Gathering have done an outstanding job. You can see though that the whites do vary from the layers of the dress. The outer layer coming across more of a matte, almost pastel white. The train underneath that having a slight pearl-esque style of coloring to it. And the main gown, I guess, underneath that is a slightly different variation to the little train in between, or dividing the two sections. The coloring as well on the flesh is very warm. It doesn't have a cold demeanor to it, I should say. They've airbrushed areas around the legs, just areas where the natural bends of the legs would naturally flow. The flowers also do add a lot to it as well by kind of just breaking up a lot of the white and the browns of the hair. Let's have a look at her face. There's a close-up look at her face. Again, very, very beautiful. There were little reflections in the iris area of her eyes. And then the little diamond area right in between her eyebrows there, and little markings on the sides of her cheek. I can certainly see why this particular piece right here is a separate piece. I mean, even just from a packing standpoint, you have enough struggle with getting all the hairs, keeping them from getting damaged. These little areas right here could be a nightmare, and I'm glad that those were separate pieces that involved assembly rather than trying to accommodate getting the head into the socket and worrying about these the whole time. For fans of the popular anime and manga series Oh My Goddess, will likely want to get their hands on this beautiful statue of Belldandy in her wedding dress. Again, Spot picked this up from the folks over at e2046.com. When you head over to their website, essentially what you want to do is go up to the top and filter it by the Gathering. The Gathering is basically all the statues that they sell that are pre-painted. I can't stress this enough, pre-painted. I would not be able to accommodate a fantastic paint on this sort of statue, and luckily the Gathering can do it for you. So, you know, getting a statue like this, really the only worry is just simply just putting it together. Fear that, you know, little areas such as the hair may break, but the end result though is a stunning piece I can't wait to put on my shelf. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look. This was the Oh My Goddess Belldandy with wedding dress pre-painted statue from the folks over at www.e2046.com. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots, maybe more statues on the way as well. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.